Hi Gems, it's your girl Ambra. Today I wanted to talk about foundations. On my Facebook page, I discussed how I went through this foundation journey. And that really, to sum it up, was just to find a foundation that, one, would be long lasting and long wearing. Two, mattify in the best possible way imaginable because I am an oily some. So I really didn't like having to walk around and feeling like I had to retouch my makeup all the time. So I have picked my top 5 fave foundations right now. They're constantly evolving. Some of them are very similar, so they're like honorable mentions. Yeah, that's probably a good a good term for it. So first I want to start off with high end. This is my, and you've heard me talk about this in my, I think my January favorites, but this is my Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. Well, let's talk about the word luminous. I know that freaks a lot of oily skinned individuals because you think luminous, dewy, shiny, no good. But in all reality, it has that silk finish. And even though silk has that shine to it, it's very soft, lightweight. So no, this is not a product that I use on a daily basis. It's definitely something where I want to feel a little bit more glammed up and a little bit more dewy, but doesn't draw the oil out like some other foundations do. It definitely has a nice finish. The color match is impeccable. I mean, $62 for a foundation. It needs to do something. So I feel like this will probably be the foundation that I'd use closer to the summer when it's a little bit warmer. Now, I'm in the Pacific Northwest, so it doesn't get East Coast constant attitude hot, but warm enough nonetheless that, you know, temperature rises, you're going to get warm, you're going to sweat, your glands, and so forth. So I do highly suggest just trying it out. It's not a product that I use daily, but I love it. Just from the finish, it's just gorge. So the next on my list, and this is an oldie but goodie, but my Makeup Forever HD foundation. I just started pulling it out a little bit more often and using it lately, primarily because I feel like it gives me full coverage without having to do like those color correctors on some of the blemishes that I've, you know, contributed to picking at my face. And I've received a lot of compliments. Like, people are like, what foundation do you use? Now, I do have a pretty nice canvas to start with. I don't really have blemishes. I'm not a breakout type person. But I feel like it gives me the flawless finish that I like. And it's really pretty in pictures. Definitely like to get foundations that don't have a high SPF. Because then when the camera flashes, you tend to have like this white ash over your face. And this is definitely one that I like to use at night when I'm going out and about, in your selfies, or on high alert. So I definitely like this one. Next, another oldie but goodie, and I just started pulling at it. Honestly, I feel like this is the very first foundation I've ever bought before I really started getting into makeup, and I felt like I have to go to MAC. I have to get a MAC foundation. It's what everyone else is using. But ultimately, it just has a really nice wear. It does have a long wearing finish on it. Really great color match. And I had to try a couple different shades before I found the one that's right for me. Because I always have a tendency, and I don't know if other people experience this, but you look at the color in the jar and you're like, that in no way can match my complexion. But once things oxidize and you're wearing it and it really starts to get some air to it, it really does have an awesome color match. So this is the MAC Studio Fix Fluid. It does have a low SPF again that I like, which is 15. It gives me full coverage. I do have to do a couple spot checks underneath of it, but I mean, downside, this may be just the older one, but I don't like that it doesn't have a pump, because I feel like I'm very wasteful if I don't have a pump, and I know 3 pumps work for me, and typically I'm like, and then it starts dripping, then I'm wiping, and it's just too much. So that would probably be my only downside to it. But I know people have always complained that this particular product breaks them out. It doesn't for me, but maybe with the new formula, they considered that, and it, you know, it doesn't hurt to try it. It could actually work out for your benefit. So next we have my NARS All Day Luminous Weightless. This is the new foundation on the market that everyone has been ranting and raving about, and I was really hesitant on trying it, and I've already done a full foundation routine with this product, and I do love it. I'm in the color New Orleans. It's long wearing, it's mattifying. Like, I never need to touch up, and I will put this on in the morning, go to work all day, commute, so I bust a little sweat, and then, you know, get settled, and it's just really, really seamless. It's super lightweight. Like, I don't feel like anything's on my face at all. When this was being demonstrated on my skin, they used their hands. I know it's like the best tools, but I personally don't feel like it's buffing the same that it does when I use my Morphe brush. So, I mean, to each his own, whatever works for you. I know that they say NARS works better because it's warm in your fingers, and that's great, but I mean, I haven't seen the difference me using a brush, but definitely one to try. I've been ramping and raving about this one on my social media platforms, and I've had several people come back and say, oh my God, where have you been all my life? So I definitely suggest that one. And then for my fifth, but not necessarily in that order, like best to worst or worst to best, I just love this because, one, it's under $10. So let's just stop. Let that sink in a bit and really wrap our heads around as much money as we put into certain beauty products. This beautiful situation here is Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. So one, Matte and Poreless drew me in. What? What? I need that. Two, Fit Me. So it's fitting my complexion. Two, it's under $10. Three, I've seen so many beauty gurus, and I'm in no way a guru, but I've seen other YouTubers with sound advice suggest trying this out. And again, I see the color. I think no way can that work for my complexion, but I did a full drugstore tutorial using this foundation, and honestly, this may be my Monday through Friday. And I'll grab one of these on Saturday or Sunday. Like, this may be every day, go to work, light beat, full coverage. It's way more watery, so I do have to put another layer on, but it's buildable. It just has a really beautiful finish. Like, I'm thoroughly impressed. Like, I was scared all this time, but for what? So it says normal to oily. It does say matte and poreless. That's a struggle for me as well. I do feel like I have really big pores that when I take pictures, I'm like, God, I mean, donuts on my face. So I highly suggest this one too. So these are my top 5. I'd be curious to know what you ladies and gents out there use and what your top 5 are, especially for women of color and some of the struggles. Because sometimes with our drugstore brands, they only go to a certain color stage, and you get all disappointed, like, oh, I can't participate in the party. But I was surprised by this one. So have fun with your foundations. Definitely try ones that work for you. Know your skin, know what works, even though it may be fabulous on someone else. Know that I'm normal to oily. I can't really do something that's going to make me super thirsty looking, and you don't want something that's going to be super powdery, because then you'll look whitewashed. I mean, just really know you and know what works for you, but definitely test, and sample. So I do have my Lancome. That's an honorable mention because she is the truth. And that's the, what is it? The Tenti Adole. I'm a 550 suede nonetheless. Love it. Lupita's on the campaign, and I'm like, hello, she's gorgeous. Let me check it out. Beautiful finish, lightweight, mattifying. It's oil free as well. That's a definite honorable mention. I've just kind of haven't used it that often lately. And another really good one, Estee Lauder. I'm really excited to start using that one when it gets warm out too, specifically for the summer months, because you want to look flawless all year around, but you don't want to sweat in the process. So yeah, those are my top 5. Like I said, mention, comment, like. Let me know what you guys are using out there. I love trying out new products, and I think that's all I got. So until we see each other again, Jim, shine bright.